Hi, everybody. I'm Pierre Bouvard, Chief Insights Officer at the Audioactive Group here at Cumulus Media in Westwood One. And recently, a local advertiser asked us for the business case for advertising on radio. Well, over the last 10 years, there is a stunning array of powerful evidence and studies that proves within a shadow of a doubt the powerful business case and incredible sales effect that occurs when you use radio advertising. There are major studies, not only from the US, but from around the world. So we'll share with you some of the highlights from these studies. The most significant ever conducted recently by Peter Field, who has been dubbed one of the godfathers of marketing effectiveness. And he did a major study that examined two groups of advertisers who use a lot of different media, those that are using radio and those that are not using radio. And what Field found is those that use radio have significantly better business outcomes. They have stronger mental availability. That's the propensity of a brand to be known in buying situations. They have better market share, stronger pricing power, which leads to greater profits and better return on investment. Nielsen, across dozens of sales effect studies, have revealed very strong ROI for radio in the mid-teens for retailers, in the mid-low single digits ROI for consumer packaged goods marketers, which averages out to be about a $10 return on advertising spend, meaning you spend $1, you get $10 on average in incremental sales due to radio. Nielsen just this past fall released a major media mix modeling study, and they proclaimed that radio consistently ranks as a top tier medium for ROI. And then out of the UK, a major global study from Ubiquity Game Theory that revealed radio of 10 media is number 2 in short-term ROI and number 3 in overall long-term ROI. When it comes to search and site attribution, LeadsRx reveals that radio is very good at driving web traffic. And across almost 20 different studies, they revealed a 14% lift in website traffic due to radio advertising. And lastly, one of the greatest local case studies for radio is Steve's Pest Control, which not only became famous using radio, not only became strong in their category, but they became dominant, crushing national brands in their category. So let's take a look a little more closely at the Peter Field study. He is famous for the work he's done with his writing partner, Les Binet. They have been called the godfathers of marketing effectiveness. They wrote the famous book, The Long and the Short of It. And what they've done is studied marketing effectiveness case studies from the Institute for the Practitioners of Advertising. And what Field did is look at this giant trove of advertising case studies and divide these marketers into two groups: radio advertisers and those that aren't using radio. And he released this study just within the last year, and he really looked at hard-edged business outcomes. And most importantly is mental availability. That's the ability for a brand, a store, a retailer to be thought of in buying situations. And those that are using radio are 13% stronger in mental availability than those that are not using radio. Market share, much stronger among those that are using radio versus those not using radio. Field's work has revealed that yes, you can grow your profit by selling more and increasing sales volume, but if you really want to grow your profit exponentially, you have to have pricing power, the ability to raise prices and keep business. And what he found, radio advertisers have stronger pricing power than those that aren't using radio, and that leads to stronger profits. In fact, radio advertisers in Field study 42% more likely to reveal large profit growth. And he found that over time, radio's impact on profitability is growing and increasing. So from an ROI standpoint, Field reveals those advertisers using radio, 23% stronger return on marketing investment than those that are not using radio. Now, Nielsen has conducted a vast array, dozens and dozens of studies that are called sales effect studies. They match shopper card data from grocery and pharmacy. They match credit and debit card data for retailers, and they match this to radio occurrences captured through the portable people meter. And they look at those that are exposed to the radio campaign and those that are not exposed, and they look for the sales lift and for the ROI, the return on investment. What have they found? Well, across dozens and dozens of studies, very strong ROI for radio. To the right of your screen are retailer sales effect studies and the resulting ROIs. To the left of your screen, consumer packaged goods. All of these average together to about a $10 ROI. So $1 radio gets you $10 of incremental sales. Now, just last fall, Dave Homan, who is the chief of Nielsen's marketing effectiveness practice, he examined about 2,800 campaigns where radio was in the buy at a sufficient minimum. And he proclaimed that when the relative weight of impressions is large enough to be measured, radio consistently ranks as a top tier medium for ROI. He said streaming audio also performs well, although behind radio. Out of the UK, another major media mix modeling study from Ubiquity Game Theory found that radio of 10 media ranks number 2 in short-term ROI and number 3 in long-term ROI. These are major studies examining hundreds of brands, lots of different countries, lots and lots of categories. Some advertisers are very focused on the ability to drive search and site traffic. Maybe they don't have retail locations. LeadsRx, one of the leading attribution companies, has measured up to 20 different campaigns across many categories that measured radio's ability to drive website traffic. And what they found is these studies looked at all of the radio ads, not just one vendor or the other, it was the entire campaign. And on average, radio is driving a 14% lift in site traffic. So an outstanding sales effect, but also outstanding ability to drive web traffic. Now, probably one of the best case studies we've encountered in radio's ability to drive incredible success for local advertisers was Steve's Pest Control of Columbia, Missouri. He and his wife started the company 30 years ago with one van. And by using radio as his primary advertising platform, he grew that business to 90 vans. Now, not only is he strong, but look at how dominant Steve is versus the national competitors. A study conducted recently in Columbia examined the major players in pest control, and across every single measure of brand equity, Steve dominates the market. He is famous and used most and used often in pest control. He leads in awareness, ad recall, favorability. His purchase intent is as big as the next 3 national competitors in terms of people that have used his company, again, almost beating the next 3 competitors and dominates in brand preference. So for you as a local advertiser, not only can radio build your brand, it can make you so famous like Steve's Pest Control that you dominate all national competitors. So the key takeaways here on the business case for radio advertising, Peter Field revealing a study that examined those that are using radio and those that are not across every conceivable business outcome: mental availability, market share, pricing power, profit, ROI. Those that are using radio do much better. Nielsen across dozens of sales effect study reporting positive ROI. Nielsen Media Mix Modeling reporting radio consistently ranking as top tier for ROI. Out of the UK, Ubiquity Game Theory revealing out of 10 media, radio number 2 in short-term ROI, number 3 in long-term ROI, and LeadsRx showing strong ability to drive search insight traffic from radio campaigns. And lastly, probably the best case study we've ever seen on radio's ability to make a local business strong, famous, and dominant against all major national players. The Audio Active Group here at Cumulus Media in Westwood One is a full-service national brand advisory. We offer a lot of measurement, sales effect, brand lift, creative testing, search and site attribution, and creative best practices. Each and every week, we publish a new audio case study, and you can find it on our blog at cumulusmedia.com or westwood1.com. And when you're there, you can sign up to get our weekly audio insight and case study sent for free to your email box. Thanks so much for the opportunity to share with you the massive collection of evidence that makes a very strong case for the business use of radio. Thanks so much.